Hey everybody. It's been a while since I posted, so I thought I would give a little update. Plus, I haven't used this laptop camera well, I haven't used it at all. It's a brand new laptop. So, last time I posted was probably March or April, and I had some stuff going on medically, and I had suspected it was cancer, and it was. And that got taken care of, thankfully. I did have to have surgery, and everything was kind of tied together because not only did I have that, I also had a hernia, and so I just kept thinking, well, that pain is from the hernia, you know. So um, they were able to do the surgery and do the hernia surgery, and then go internally in and get what they needed to get out. But I'm happy to say that everything I was born with, I was able to keep, and that's nice. That's nice. But towards the end, like when it was coming time for the surgery, I was like, take what you got to take, because I was in so much pain. Yeah, yeah. I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost, well, a bit. I don't think you can really see it in my face, maybe so much, maybe a little bit. But I'm trying to gain weight, but it's not happening. So I'm trying. I'm trying. Um, I didn't realize that the medication I was taking for the cancer would, so I'm diabetic, of course, you know. So I didn't realize that that would affect my kidneys the way it did. So yeah, I'm dealing with that now. Um, some problems there. And so my medication is all getting switched around and everything. So blah, blah, blah. It's okay. But I am really, really, really tired anymore from that, I guess. And that's not helping with the weight, anything, because I'm not hungry and I want to sleep a lot. And I don't have time for that, because I got a full time job and everything. Surgery, I was off work for, I don't know, I think 2 months. It was either 2 or 3 months. I was off work. I think it was 2 months, and then I was on restrictions for, I think, 4 months, 4 or 6 months. And things didn't go perfectly well with that surgery. So I'm going to have the surgery again, it looks like. And I'm not looking forward to that either. So, because it was a bad surgery. So the amount of pain I was in was pretty interesting. I didn't think it would be like that. And I even researched it. And I saw how does this affect other guys when they have this surgery? And I think it's because I had pretty much two surgeries in one procedure. Because they were doing two different things, and then they were putting a lot of mesh inside me every time they cut through muscle walls and things like that, and that was really affecting me here. Um, what's going on in life? I guess there was a Jason when I first made my first video. Jason no longer exists in my life. I got a cat, and he is trying to get all over me here because he's trying to figure out what in the world I'm doing here. So that's Psy. Um, I got him when he was 3 weeks old, and he was absolutely perfect when I got him. He's a foster rescue cat, and look at him. He's looking like he's just absolutely adorable right now, but he is a terror. I'll tell you that. He doesn't seem to appreciate the situation he's in, the house he's got, all the toys, everything I buy him. He tries to escape every chance he gets. He bites me and he claws at me. So I've never had a cat like this. I've tried everything. I've tried, first, it was by verbally, no. And then spray bottle and no. And then pop on the nose, no. And then when he would bite really hard, my finger or whatever, I just put the finger in his throat, until he gagged. And then every time, so no matter what, every time his ears will go back and he'll pounce. And it's like, what is wrong with you? It's like no matter how you try to correct him, it makes him angrier. So, so yeah, I got a sigh. Um, like I said, Jason didn't last very long. Please stop, baby. He keeps trying to find every single way to get up here. So I could see that just wasn't a good situation. Like I rushed into that. He seemed like a wonderful guy, and it became more and more controlling really quick. And I thought, no, we're not doing this. I am my own man. So got out of that. Um, so as the surgery came along in July, I started talking to a gentleman named Nathan. And by that point, I was really sick, almost bedridden. And so he would come over and just watch movies with me. And that was nice. And then after the surgery, we watched movies again because I couldn't do anything. Um, and so that turned into a relationship. That was nice. And so I am actually still with Nathan, and we'll see how that goes. That's all I can say about that. Um, Work is the same as always. Um, Family. My grandmother's got looks like dementia, unfortunately. Right now she's yeah. We'll just say that. That's been tough to watch because my father also has dementia. My father has dementia and Parkinson's. And yeah, that's tough to watch. Um, I didn't really have a lot to say, so I haven't written my pen pal. Please stop. Every direction I put him down on the floor, in every direction he's jumping up here. So yeah, it's tough to watch what's happening to my dad as well. But yeah, I haven't had a lot to write about at all because I mean I didn't want to write about my surgery. I didn't want to write about the recovery, and now I'm having a lot of complications. Um, some of the complications right away is it looks like the mesh didn't hold, the mesh didn't bond with the muscles. I still can't push or lift really anything without it ripping and bruising. You can almost see it bruise in real time as it rips. I mean, not literally real time, but I mean, within 10 minutes, there's a bruise starting to form. And then the next day, there's a hell of a bruise. So, yeah, yeah. And then when they went in through, because it was testicular cancer, um, when they got down there, they had to cut through so many nerves and things. Nerves don't grow back. And that's it's not an area you really want to cut nerves at. So that's been a surprise. That's been a surprise. So as you start to get function back with everything, and then you realize, wow, I don't have the feeling I had before. That was a surprise. And it's like, well, how long is that going to last? Yeah, it's going to last. So that it is what it is. So yeah, um, I had a really good Christmas. Had a really good Thanksgiving, and New Year's wasn't that bad either because this is New Year's Day. We had cabbage, like normal. Southern tradition, I guess. It's half Indiana and half not. Some people in Indiana have no idea, like, why are you eating cabbage? That makes no sense. But you get to Southern Indiana on further south, everyone knows why you're eating cabbage. It brings prosperity for the year. I did not do laundry today because that brings bad luck, supposedly. So, yeah. Um, that's about it. I've been taking down Christmas stuff slowly. I've been trying to get everything back up in the attic where it goes, but it's heavy and it's been taxing on me. My neighbor, which I don't know if I mentioned him or not, has been freaking awesome. He has become my number one best friend, I believe. He gives me the best advice. I give him really good advice. I try to at least. I may not always be good at that. Um, he's been he's been there for me. He's been there for me. Actually, all my neighbors have been there for me. My I didn't tell the neighbors what was happening when I was having surgery or that I was even sick, and they just sort of picked up. Wow, Jeremy's not going to work. What's going on? And then my yard started looking like crap. My mom was trying to come down, and she would try to push mow it because I got a good hill, you know, and it would work you to death. And then the neighbors, they saw what was going on. They asked her what was going on, and they came over and started mowing my yard for free, absolutely free. That was sweet. So I didn't like that because I don't like that, you know. And so I said, I'm going to hire you to mow my yard. And so I would pay them their standard rate because they actually mow other people's yards. So whatever their rate was, I was paying them for that. And I thought that I would be able to do this in the spring. It looks like I'm not going to be able to. So I'm going to rehire him again. That's my favorite hobby is yard work. I know it sounds so stupid. That's my favorite hobby, though, is actually getting out and making the yard look freaking awesome. I love planting flowers and just being outside landscaping. That's fun to me. And just being able to step back and say, "Wow, I did that. I took something that had nothing there and I made it almost like a magazine cover for the for the property, you know." And I'm not able to do that right now. So yeah. Um, Otherwise, everything's going fine. I've been kind of depressed about all this, obviously. So I'm still working through it. Verbalizing it. This is the first time I verbalized it. It's like it hits you. So otherwise, though, I'm doing really good. And I hope this video finds you guys doing excellent. I've actually missed talking to you all. So hopefully I'll have more stuff going on in my life and I can actually write about it because seriously, being trapped at the house for so long, nothing was going on. I could write to you about the cat. That's about it. So hopefully I'm going to start going out and doing stuff and have some good stuff to write to you about. And I'm sending all my love to you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.